Hey everybody, welcome to the Fairy Vibrant Makeup channel. I kind of shifted my background because I am kind of redecorating. It's a bit of a mess right now, so I didn't want to really show too much. You can see my cereal in the background. I had cereal for breakfast. So today I'm going to be doing a try-on of these guys that I had picked up at my work. These are new. So these are because I hear that Morphe will be carried at every single Ulta. We haven't gotten ours yet, so I'm kind of excited a little bit because I did like some of the Ulta brushes that I ordered online, but we did get these guys. This is the Morphe Complexion Goals. This is a 5-piece brush set with a case, and then I also got the Eye Slay, which is a 6-piece brush collection and of course case. So it comes like this. It has a little sleeve. You just remove the sleeve, and then this is the bag. It's like a really pretty like rose gold metallic. It has a really like heavy duty zipper. Like, it's really pretty. I like anything rose gold. I mean, you know, if I'm gonna like a metallic, I like rose gold. So when you open it up, you get your brushes. I already like kind of opened it and unsheathed them with all the plastic and stuff. But you get 6 brushes in the Eye Slay collection. So you do get a flat shader brush, well, kind of like a fluffy flat shader brush. It's actually pretty soft. You get an angled liner brush, which I really like. I mean, I've been looking for one that's really good. It's hard to find a liner brush that's really good at doing that liquid liner. I don't usually use like pot liners, so this might be just for like if I want to use a liquid lipstick as a liner, I can do that. This is, and they don't really say what numbers these are or what kind of brushes they are. Doesn't say on here. Well, it says crease fluff brush, deluxe blender brush, oval shadow brush, flat concealer brush, pencil crease brush, and bent liner brush. So some of them, I'm not even sure what it is. I don't even know if like which one is the concealer brush. It doesn't really say. This one looks like a smudger brush for the lower lash line. It's actually much softer than the one that I had in my last video. This one looks like a crease brush. It's very soft. Maybe this is I have no idea what this one is. But this may be concealer? I don't know. And then we have, let's see. Yeah, I guess this is the flat concealer brush. I might use that to kind of crisp up the line of my brows, or like do kind of precision on the lower lash line. Alright, so in the Complexion Goals, it's a bigger bag. I actually have stuff in here for my face because I thought this was convenient. I actually have like brushes and all that stuff in there just to keep it all organized. But it comes with 5 brushes. So you get, and it says on the back, you get a deluxe angle brush, pro flat buffer brush, deluxe highlight fan brush, deluxe pointed contour brush, and precision pointed powder brush. Whew, that's a lot. So here you have the fan brush. And it's actually very soft. I typically don't like fan brushes, but this one might be nice. This is the angled brush, I believe. Same kind of hair as that, but it is soft. It looks like from looking at it, it looks scratchy, because I know these ones I had some from Sonia Kashuk that look similar to this. So scratchy. And then that brush that I got in the last Morphe one. So this one will go really nice with my contour. This is the powder brush, which is really pretty, super soft. This is the flat buffing complexion brush, and it's pretty dense, so I will use it for my foundation. And then this is a pointed brush. So this could be for blush, or it could be for just sweeping away under the eye. Alright, so I've got all my brushes out. Now let's get into it. I'm going to be doing a step-by-step type of thing. What I'm going to use with my brushes, okay? So let's get into it. Alright, so I did put my brows on, and I am going to use the flat concealer brush to kind of do more precision on my brows. and I'll be using a concealer, and the concealer I'm going to choose today is going to be the Rimmel London Match Perfection in Fair. So I'm just going to put a little bit, ooh, not a lot, but it's just squirted a bunch out. So a little bit on the back of my hand, and then just go ahead and carve out. So it does do nice precision, but I would probably use it more for my lower lash line than my carving out my brows, because I really don't typically carve out my brows. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Kristen Leon palette. I'm going to do my eyes. I have my primer on. So to blow out my crease, I'm going to be using the crease brush in the I Slay collection. Just pick up a little bit of Tajín. Why am I saying it like that? Tajín, and then just go in the crease. I absolutely love this color in my crease because it just blends beautifully. And usually I'll put a color to lay down on my entire eye, but this color is really good without putting a vanilla shadow in all over my eye area. Like, it won't like get all choppy or anything. And this brush is really, really nice. It feels nice. The only thing I don't like is the fact that this brush is wooden, which when I wash it, it tends to split. The wood paint on there will split and like peel off, so I don't know. But I do like the fact that these are cheap, which, you know, I like. I do like handles that are a bit more plastic or sturdier, just because when I wash them, they're not gonna bust on me. But this is nice. It blended out really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and like pick up from my Huda Beauty Warm Browns Obsessions. I've been I don't know if I want to do a video on this just because I don't think I like it. I've been using it a lot just to really get my overall thoughts, but if you still want me to do a video on that, I definitely will. So I'm just putting this like kind of like vanilla shade in the crease to kind of set that down and blend into my Tajín shade. So there you go. The color that I really want to go with, I've been using this palette like constantly. I've been using the blue a lot all over my lids. I think I'm going to use a teal. So I'm going to use a teal, and I'm going to use this, I guess it's a flat brush, eyeshadow brush, and just lay the teal all over my lids. I absolutely love this palette. This palette is so good. I use it every day. It blends really nice. The pigment is so nice. And you don't think you're going to get a really good, you know, because it doesn't make sense when you look at it. You don't think you're going to get a lot of looks out of it, but to be honest with you, I've been getting a lot of good looks out of it. So, alright, so I'm going to take Tajín again with my crease brush that I had used and just kind of buff into the crease to blend those edges out. And see, it really does blend really nicely. And the fact that these brushes blend really nicely makes a world of difference. Makes your eyeshadow look much easier to achieve, I think. It's all in the shadow and the brushes. Alright, so I'm going to take this brush, it's clean, and I'm just going to take just run it over the orange, make sure everything's buffed out. Then I'll just go a little bit more with Tajín and blow it out just a little more. Because right now my other brush has a little bit of teal on it, and I don't want them mixing in this area. And then of course, going back to my warm browns from Huda Beauty, and taking that vanilla shade and just kind of redoing that. See, the only thing I don't like about this is that it's so powdery. But again, like if you want me to make a video about it, then let me know. Right, so I'm going to go back into Tajín and just kind of really buff it and blow it out. Then I'll go back into that crease shade brush again. I'm going to pick a little bit of the teal just to marry the two a little nicer because it looks a little bit unblended. And this brush fits really nice in my crease. Alright, so we're going into the face now. I already put my primer on, so I'm going to take my Tarte Stick Foundation. This is the Clay Stick Foundation in Medium Sand. This is my favorite foundation. And I'm a little scared to try the Shape Tape just because the Medium Sand in that one does not look like this one. But I kind of mix this with my Bare Pro foundation from Bare Minerals. Just a couple pumps on my hand, and I wear the shade Sandalwood 15. So I'm going to take my flat brush here and buff it on the skin. See how this brush performs. It actually blends it really nice, doesn't leave any streaks, which is really good. That's what I look in a brush. I mean, that's what I look for in a brush. If it leaves me streaks, I don't want any part of it. Because you cannot have like streaky foundation, or like if you pat it in, it makes those little kind of like, it accentuates the texture in your skin. That's not a good brush. And I've had a couple of those. So I'm just going in. Hugs everything right, and it doesn't like move product around. Really like this brush for foundation. It gets in all those nooks and crannies really nicely. I need just a little bit more of my Bare Minerals just to kind of spot conceal some areas. I need a little more coverage. Alright, so I put a little bit of my concealer that was on the back of my hand. I'm actually going to use that buffing brush to blend out the concealer because there really isn't a concealer brush. And I feel like it can get in there really nicely. Yeah, it does. This does blend it out super nice. Gets in those little areas. Not as precise, but pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to, I don't have my baking powder right now, like baking powder sounds, my Coty powder, so I'm going to actually use this brush here that is the smaller pointed brush. Take some of my Rimmel powder, the Stay Matte powder, and just kind of put that into my under eye area so I can set it down so it doesn't crease. This actually really fits nicely, and it does not smudge or disturb the concealer, so that's great. Now I'm going to take the bigger brush, the bigger pointed brush, and I'm going to set the rest of my face. Doesn't disturb my makeup at all, which is great. I find that a lot with a lot of brushes, that they'll just kind of like lift off the foundation that I already placed down. Alright, so now I'm going to use the angled brush to put on my bronzer contour, which is the Hoola, and as you can see, it's well loved. I love this bronzer. It works as a contour and a bronzer. Look at that. Picked up a good amount of product. See how it blends it out. Perfect. On camera it looks a lot more harsh, but in person it's not that bad. It actually blends it out really nicely. I like it. I'm just going in, warming the outer perimeters of my face. I like it because it blends it out really nice. Okay, so now I'm going to go into blush. Use my Tarte. This is a little mini. This is called Party. And it's like a mauve, like a mauvey pink. I'm going to use this same brush and just kind of put that on my cheeks. It does have a little bit of scratchiness to it, this brush. But it feels soft when you glide it across your hand, so I think when you're stippling it's a little bit different. Perfect. I like the way it sits. It sits really nice. Okay, so I'm going to finish my under eyes, so I'm going to zoom you back in. I don't want to put my highlight just yet. And then finish off my eyes with the Eye Slay collection. I kind of want, because I cleaned off the this one, the flat one that I used to carve out my brows. I don't really like using it for that, so I don't know. So I'm going to dip into my Kristen Leon palette again. I really want to use my purple one, so I'm just going to take this and just kind of run it. Yeah, I can totally see this as like a more using for my lower lash line to kind of place my color. It's a little like too stiff, but I mean, you can use this for liner as well. Someone was coughing outside. So it places it really nice. Now I'm going to blend it out with the smaller little smudging brush. I'll blend it out with a pink, which is Spitfire. Oh yeah, this one is not as harsh. A little bit scratchy, but not as bad as the other one that I got from Morphe. This one just feels like it has a bit more precision. Wow. That did a good job. I like it. Alright, so now I'm going to clean this off and then going to go into Brixton. That's that whiter shade. Even though it shows up green, like a tealish shift. And I'm going to put this in my inner corner. I like how this just kind of fits perfectly in that inner corner. And it blends it out at the same time. Perfect. I don't want to put, I wanted to put it in my, because I get tempted to put it in my brow bone, but I'm like, no, leave it alone. Alright, so I do want to try the liner brush, but I'm not going to be using, I don't have gel liners. So I'm going to take this brush and I'm actually going to dip into the black, which is 13th Floor, and see how this does to kind of line it out a little bit. Maybe just put it on like really close to my lash line. Wow. This is a very stiff brush, but it's nice. So I'm just placing the black, and I did get a little bit of fallout. it did really nice. It had a nice precision. I don't know if you can see that. Do you see it? It does do really nice precision, so I like how I can get in there and just really work it precisely. I'm sure this will work really well with gel liners, but I don't have gel liners, so this is going to work for kind of popping out this look. So let me do the other eye off camera so I'm not keeping you forever, and then I'm going to zoom you back out and do my highlight. Alright, so now for this brush, I'm going to be using a highlight. I'm not sure what I'm going to be using. Oh, yes, that's what I want to use. This is the Tarte Stunner. It's a mini. I actually got it as a gift with purchase. I love the way these smell. They smell like vanilla cupcake. So I'm going to dip my fan brush in there and place my highlighter. Actually does it really soft, which is not bad because then you can build it. I mean, I like fan brushes, but then I don't. It's a weird thing. Like when I do like a rainbow highlight, it works really well, but regular highlight, I have trouble getting that precision. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I like the pointed ones because I get a little bit more precision with it. Okay, perfect. Okay, put a little bit on Cupid's bow. A little bit on the nose, just a little bit. Alright, so off camera I'm going to put my mascara, actually set my brows down and do my lips, and then I'll let you know my overall thoughts on these two brush sets, okay? Overall thoughts, sorry, you can totally see my brow. Alright, so my overall thoughts on the brushes is that I really do like them. For something so cheap, I feel like these are really nice. They do feel a little cheap. Sorry, I'm trying to get them out of my drawer because I put them away. I do feel like these brushes are very good quality. They don't shed, which is a good, it's a good thing when they don't shed. I do love the handle here, like in the base. It's very sturdy. The brushes don't shed or skip or anything like that. So I do love the buffing foundation brush. That's a really good one. This is as far as the complexion goals kit. And this retails for $25. Forgot to say the price, but this is $25 for the Complexion Goals 5-piece brush kit. And then this brush was amazing for powder. I just kind of did this and just kind of patted in there. And it was able to get into those corners, and it was able to just really, really do a good job at setting my makeup. So I do like it. It's very soft. This one was just a tad scratchy when I was pressing it onto the skin for my blush, but it did contour and blend out really nicely for my bronzer. This one feels a little bit cheaper. I don't know if this one will shed over time, but I have a feeling it won't shed that bad. As far as the little detailed one, I feel like this one's perfect for that under eye. It's like, it's so perfect. So I like the fact that, and I can probably use this for highlighter. Because of course I feel like my highlighter's not enough. I have to do more. So I'm going to dip this in and put a little more. Oh, yeah. It does get really nicely right there. So I do like that. It gets precision, but I think this is going to be my go-to when I start doing my bake. Again, I sometimes will pack my Coty Airspun powder underneath and then just kind of sweep it away. This is really nice for that. And I really do, I've never really paid attention to brushes in my entire life. I would never pay attention to the quality of the brushes because I'm like, oh, it's just brushes. More importantly, the makeup. No, I have to think about it like an artist would. If you want a good brush to make your picture, you have to make sure that your brush is a good quality, or at least something that doesn't shed all over the place, because then that creates texture in your painting. They get locked underneath the paint. So that's pretty much the same way makeup goes. If you don't have good quality brushes, then you're not going to have a good makeup look. So as far as Morphe goes, I was kind of against it at first because all the YouTubers kept saying was Morphe this, Morphe that. And yeah, look here, I'm talking about Morphe. This is not something that I I don't have affiliate codes. I don't do stuff like that. That's just not my thing. But I was curious when it came into Ulta, and then when I got these in, I was like, oh, well, I did like those ones I ordered, so I think that's really nice, because my Wet n Wild brushes are really good and they're tried and true, but they're starting to fall apart on me, like the handle's peeling and it's just a mess. So I just wanted to make sure I had really good quality brushes as backups. So these are pretty good. So anyways, I do like this one. The fan brush, the last one in it's like really nice. I don't typically go for fan brushes, but I think this is really nice to just kind of boop boop and touch up and kind of flutter it about your Cupid's bow. So I think this is a really good brush. It's a little scratchy, just a tiny bit, but it's really not that bad. I've had fan brushes where they're really scratchy and they didn't do anything. This one I think would be really good to like get like that rainbow, but it's a little big, so you might have to just kind of do half of it like that or something. But yeah, I do love the complexion goals. This is called Face the Squad. Meet live synthetic and natural brushes. So I'm assuming these are the natural brushes and these are the synthetic brushes. So if they're synthetic, they're not as porous. Yeah, they're not as porous and they'll be a lot softer. So I like the fact that this does have synthetic and natural bristles in there. So you get a nice cute little rose gold bag with it for $25. It's called Major 6 Appeal. That's what they say. They have these cute little things. Lock eyes with these 6 synthetic and natural. So these are the same thing. Round the clock looks, blah, blah, blah. So as far as this one went, this one did pack my teal on very nicely. Like I was able to just, it's a little scratchy, but like it was able to pack on the color really nice and also blend it towards the crease really nice. I like brushes that are like kind of fat, fluffy, flat. Is that even a thing? That way I can kind of buff a little bit as I'm going. So this is really cool. I liked this one a lot. And this is a natural bristle. Another natural bristle that they have. This one wasn't as scratchy, but this one is nice to kind of buff out the crease and just get a little bit more detail. You get 2 crease brushes, which you can't really go wrong with more crease brushes just because I use them constantly, and then you can buff out whatever you need. So this is a nice brush. This one was a little bit scratchy. Not as scratchy as the one I had in my last video, but this looks exactly the same if I look at it. I have it being washed. It's drying right now. It's in my room. But anyways, it gets in there really nice for the inner corner, but it is a bit scratchy. And then it did buff out my lower lash line really nice. So, I mean, I'll still use this for like my inner corners. Not bad. As for the synthetic hair brushes, this one did really nice. This is the angled liner brush. It actually hugged really nice. I like how I can just go like this and get in there. So it's very detailed, and I feel like I can do a lot of like art stuff because you just hold it right and the angle's just right. I've had brushes like this. I've had one from Wet n Wild, but it frayed really quickly. So I'm hoping after I wash this doesn't fray. Alright, so another crease brush. This did a really nice job buffing out my orange and putting it in the crease. Basic crease brush. This is a synthetic hair, so it's really soft. I do like it. And then this, I didn't like it so much doing my brows, even though it came out really nice. I liked it more for just kind of pressing it into my lower lash line, or even I could use it as a lip brush to get those angles right. So this is an all-around great brush for kind of many things. I like to make sure that brushes get used multiple ways so that I'm not just using it for what I need it for. Because sometimes I'll use like a blending brush for like buffing out my under eyes, or buffing out like my placing my vanilla shadow to set my primer. And it does come in a nice little case, which I really like. This I probably will use for my pencils in my art stuff, so I might use this for my pencils instead of like brushes, but for now they're going in here. This was $18, so $18 for 6 brushes. that is not bad if you consider how much brushes can be. It Cosmetics has really good brushes. I really do like their brushes. However, I've noticed in my blurring foundation brushes, they're not that great. They've been streaking on me. I don't know what it is, but they kept streaking on me. So I'm not sure what's going on there, and maybe it wasn't packed in correctly because I have the heart-shaped brush. I really didn't do a good job at buffing my foundation. I don't know what it is, but they do have antimicrobial bristles. They're handmade, so I do like the quality. The quality is there. It's just, that's a lot of money for brushes like that. That's a lot of money that you have to put down. When you're on a budget, Morphe might be the best thing for you. So if you're on a budget, I do highly recommend Morphe. If you're not on a budget, then and you want to really go in and invest in your brushes, then It Cosmetics would be a good one to do, and those are sold only at Ulta, so just putting that out there. So that's it. That's my video for my Morphe brushes, and I am thoroughly impressed with the quality. I don't believe it's going to be like It Cosmetics quality, but it's a nice quality brush for the price. So it's a little more than my Wet n Wild brushes, which I loved my Wet n Wild brushes, but they're starting to break on me for $1.99, $2.99, $3.99. Yeah, they're reaching their breaking point. So I believe that those brushes are spent, but I do like them still. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are interested in more videos about more artistic looks, let me know. I haven't done any videos on like artsy tutorials, so I really need to buckle down and do that soon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!